Ocean of the Holy Name by His Holiness Sachinandana Swami. We are close to halfway through of this book. I hope that you're all enjoying this book, the information given on this book, especially on the chanting, all about chanting. Yesterday, we focused on this section under Shuddhanama, absorption into the nectarian ocean of the Holy Name. In that we saw three very important things that Bhakti Vinod Thakur advises. Number one, where we have to have association with the devotees, and especially devotees that has been mentioned are our spiritual master, and if not, advanced devotees. Second is to be in the isolation from the disturbance of the worldly life. Third, to have the determination and steady enthusiasm. When we have these three things, five things comes in our life. That is, with our practice of chanting without any offenses, then we become steady and clear and blissful, where we can meditate, or we will be able to see the beautiful form of the Lord, and then we can relish His qualities, and then His pastimes, and finally constant practice. By these constant practices, Śrīla Smarana, which is ultimately what we are all wanting to achieve, a spiritual progress. For all this thing, three important things that Maharaj mentions here: listen, listen, listen. Vinashakale viparida buddhihi. It is said that Ravana heard many good advices, but Vinashakale, when the bad time comes, nothing goes inside our ears. So one may say that then I don't have a control. Well, not necessarily. When we apply this advice that's been given, whatever the matter it may be in our life, stay in the association of the devotees, especially those devotees whom we are looking upon as a role model, as an example, who can guide us. So we have to stay in that association. So when advices comes through different forms, we can take it seriously. Otherwise, all we read, but nothing happens. All right, with that small note, let's continue reading. This is page number 118. The above 5 points, however, seem to suggest something different. Meditation while chanting. But there is no contradiction, because to the serious chanter, the Lord's pastimes will gradually be revealed by themselves. And this is in relation to our Ashok Prabhu's question yesterday. So the answer is right here. So we don't need to artificially try to meditate. As we chant seriously, things will manifest within ourselves, in our mind. When Śrīla Prabhupāda was once asked a question in this connection, he answered as follows. Regarding your first question, is it offensive to think of Krishna's pastime while chanting? I think you should know that it is not offensive, but rather it is required. One must try for the point when he simply hears Krishna, and immediately all of Krishna, his pastimes, his form, his quality, or in his thoughts. So to always be immersed in thoughts of Krishna, this is our process. When we are full in Krishna, 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 then where can there be any chance for Maya in us? So this is our duty, to remember Krishna's pastimes. One who cannot remember Krishna, let him always hear Hare Krishna. And when he has perfected this art, then he will always remember Krishna, his activities, his qualities, etc. So that's the answer point. So our focus as a beginners in Krishna consciousness, of course, we have to always think that we are beginner in Krishna consciousness. So we hear Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When we chant, when other chants, it purifies us. Sometimes, especially, we may be thinking that it's one thing is that we chant and we hear, and also we have to cultivate this quality of wanting to hear others chanting also. That also purifies us because we are not completely pure. So our chanting, the effect of chanting may be slow, whereas the other person who's chanting may be better than me. Therefore, let me also hear the other person chanting. Let that sound vibration purify my heart. So therefore, it's important. And this forum that we have helps us in that way. And one more point is those who have been assigned to chant on this day, they should also think that is for my own purification, plus also the others are also listening to my chanting. So it's going to help them also. So I'm helping others also. Therefore, let me chant better. In this way, our chanting becomes better. Just something to meditate, as especially in this forum that we are all getting opportunity to chant every day. So we think of others also as a service as we chant. And when we are hearing when others are chanting, we also think that I am not good in chanting. When I hear others chanting, may that sound purify my heart. So it's a win-win situation in one sense. Okay, let me also continue reading the next paragraph. On a very advanced, on a very advanced stage of Krishna consciousness, this meditation is called Mānasī-Sevā, offering service to the Lord in the mind. The Supreme Lord accepts such service with pleasure. An example for this is found in the Caitanya-caritāmṛta, where Śrī Nṛsiṁhānanda Brahmacārī built an attractive street in his mind for Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Śrīla Prabhupāda comments, this is from Prabhupada writings, for a pure devotee, it is the same whether he materially constructs a path or constructs one within his mind. This is because the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janardana, is bhavagrahi or appreciative of the sentiment. For him, a path made with actual jewels and a path made of mental jewels are the same. Though subtle, mind is also matter. So any path indeed, anything for the service of the Lord, whether in gross matter or in the subtle matter, is accepted equally by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord accepts the attitude of his devotee and sees how much he is prepared to serve him. The devotee is at liberty to serve the Lord either in gross matter or in subtle matter. This is an extract from the Caitanya-caritāmṛta. All right. Let's see if there is any. The time is okay. Let's see if there's any discussions or questions. There's one more page to finish this section, and then this chapter will be concluded with a summary. Let's see if there is any discussions or realizations, questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavata.
Dandavad.
Prabhu, normally if we do, in the mental state is little higher, right, Prabhu? Normally mental state is very hard.
Yeah, correct. You want more detail or just?
Yeah, just.
Yeah, I mean, Manasika Puja is not very easy, it's difficult. Therefore, we are trying to do this Bahya Puja. Even in deity worship, when we engage in deity worship, there are many procedures. In one of the thing before we deal with article, all the upakaram that we are trying to do has to be manasika. By mind, we offer the seat Achmanam and and the asanam and bhojasanam. All this thing has to be done mentally, and then the same thing sequence is repeated physically. We try to do that one. That's how the deity worship is usually. But yeah, to answer your question, the mental prayer, even though there is no difference between these two, mentally doing is considered to be a little more higher, but it is not possible for anyone and everyone to do. Everyone has to be like this great brahmachari, who's been mentioned, Nṛsiṁhānanda Brahmacārī, who built the temple or a street for Krishna. And also, there's nothing wrong, expressing the same bhakti physically in whatever the way that we are doing. And many organizations, for that matter, they deal with mind, and they don't get involved into deity worship. They don't do puja. All they do is just meditate, sit and meditate and contemplate. I did a course a few years back. It's all about mind. It is a 1-2 years course where different techniques of how to meditate. And just to give an example, you feel the whole universe is funneled through your head, and you imagine there's a funnel on your head as a receiver, the upside down, the funnel, like this funnel. So all the positive energies are coming and falling into that funnel, and you're just receiving and spreading throughout your body. Well, it's nice, but this is just one technique. There are so many different ways that you can meditate upon. But ultimately, for us, the best thing is what we are doing right now, service. I was in India, this place called Mannar Koil near Tirunelveli. Very beautiful temple. I stayed for 2 days over there attending a program, and there was a guru, Acharya. Um, I never seen him giving any classes, but he has so many disciples, and I see him just running around and doing services and services and services. And all he does was to his disciples or engage them all in service. Right? That's the only thing he was doing. It was very impressive for to see how Prabhupada has established the same thing over here. Anyway, I'm talking too much here. To your point, as has been said here, yeah, that mental thing, we have to be careful when we are doing this mental worship, because we may get into speculation or imagination of we have already achieved that stage of mentally doing worship, mentally doing offering, mentally doing, where it's all just imagination. So that will naturally come, as has been said here. It will naturally come. So we physically involve in doing services and chanting properly, and the mental thing will also come, where we are not affected by any external things. We'll become more stable and steady and nicer in our bhakti. I don't know if that helps you.
Yes, sure, Prabhu. Prabhu, can you able to explain that story, Prabhu? Nṛsiṁhānanda Brahmacārī story, Prabhu.
Yeah, this is very much. This is one story. I I don't know if it's the same story where in Nectar of Devotion there's a mention. If I can't remember if it's the same person or not. Whereas another person who builds a temple, complete temple. We have to refer. Maybe one of you can refer and share it in the group. In Nectar of Devotion, it is there, the same story. But all I know about this particular story is what I just read, building a path. There's another story where this person, where he was trying to, as he was trying to offer, he touches a lamp or something in his meditation. He gets its finger gets burnt. I think that's the one which is there in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anyway, that's all I know about this particular building a path story. I don't have much information than this. Maybe we can go to the refer wherever it's referred in the purport, and someone can share it in the group. Okay.
Sure, Prabhu. Yeah, I heard one story where he always makes the prasadam. That I heard, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Sure.
that one is quite popular one.
Yeah.
We all know that one. This is, I don't know more than what has been told here. Okay. Thank you all very much. You have a wonderful rest of the day in Krishna's service. And we'll meet you all again tomorrow, 5 a.m. Central. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.